Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hi, everyone. Come on in, say hello. 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 Hi, everyone. Hello, Miss Sabina. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving in advance, everybody. What's every, what's everybody cooking? Whose house can I come? Who's cooking on Thursday? Because I ain't cooking. Hi, Miss Sabina. How are you? Hi, everyone. Come on in. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. Hi, everybody. Hi, hello, Anthony Senate. I'm good. How about yourself? I hope you are doing well. I should come over. Listen. I'll be on the next plane out. You'll be shocked. You will be shocked. You just see me at your doorstep, like what? She actually said she was coming. Yeah, she's coming. Hi, everyone. Hello, Alex, Pearls, Sam, Cece. Cece, how are you? Christina, how are you? Um, Thank you for joining in. And if this is the first time you're joining us on live, just to run down how this goes, we usually go live Tuesdays, Thursdays, 9 p.m. ish Central Standard Time. But so in advance, this Thursday is Thanksgiving, so y'all we're all spending time with our families. That will be what I'm going to be doing. So hello, Illinois Sanctuary. It's a special day. It's a special day. I'll leave it up to her. She wants to share. It's a special moment, but we are this is our Thanksgiving live. So if you're just joining us for the first time, I try to take answers of questions at the end of what we talk about if we have time. So we'll see how many questions we can get in today because I am, yeah, in Thanksgiving mood. Thanksgiving mood. But anyway, hi everyone. This is Attorney Abisola Adebola Olale, immigration attorney. I am based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. Doesn't matter what state you're in. Thank you, Miss O. I appreciate that. I thank you very, very much, Miss O. I sent you an email earlier today. Check your email. If you need us to help you with your immigration case, our contact information is 334-341-4475, olalayalawfirm.com. That's the website, info@olalayalawfirm.com. And please subscribe. Y'all, do me a favor. Y'all all need to just go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Let's grow our audience on YouTube because I think there's a lot of content on our page that's going to be very useful for a lot of people. So please share the word, spread the word, stop by YouTube and subscribe. All platforms, these at Olale Immigration. That would be very much appreciated. And thank you each and every time for joining. Like I said, if you just joined us for the first time, come on in, say hello when you come on. Yes, let's share this in the spirit of Thanksgiving. So, everyone hears me talk about hello. Everyone hears me talk about Illinois Sanctuary, Miss Illinois. She's my volunteer moderator on Instagram that I truly do not pay her. She does this out of the goodness of her heart. But you've heard me talk about that all the time. Guess what, y'all? Her VAWA case got approved. Her VAWA case got approved. Her VAWA petition got approved. So please, that's one of my favorite humans on earth. Help me wish her big congratulations. It's been it's been a long time coming. And we took a stab at, I hope you don't mind me sharing, took a stab at asking them to expedite her VAWA petition, and we had an affidavit and supporting documents, and we did that sometime in September, I think about 2 weeks after they granted the expedited request, and her VAWA case has been approved. Yes. And I couldn't be happier. It's just God. It is God. And I thank you for trusting us on this process. So congratulations to my girl, Illinois Sanctuary. It's everybody. If you're on Instagram, you already know who she is. If you're not even on Instagram, you already know. Jump on the train, get this firm engaged, and you will not regret it. Thank you. So once again, 334-341-4475. We are located in Alabama, but we represent immigration clients in all 50 states. And talking about VAWA cases, let's talk about VAWA. Now, so tonight I'm going to talk real quick about the strength of a VAWA declaration. What is VAWA? If you're just joining, or if you've never heard of VAWA before, VAWA stands for Violence Against Women's Act. It is a way that it's a family-based green card process. But rather than your spouse, and it's still related to your spouse, but rather than your spouse filing for you a petition, you get to file, you as the immigrant get to file your underlying petition yourself based on abuse from the spouse that you married. That the spouse has to be a legal permanent resident or a citizen for you to qualify. And for the most part, you have to be physically present in the United States. There are some exceptions for people who can file outside the United States. If you fall within those exceptions, rarely do people fall into that, but that's basically that in a nutshell. It's a confidential process where USCIS cannot discuss your case with your abuser or anyone outside of yourself and your attorney. And it is a way where if you prove all the requirements, you are able to get a green card after the petition has been approved. Amen, Mr. Taryn. Yes, Miss Illinois, everybody is saying congratulations to you. The sleep hits different. I'm telling you. When I called you, I was like, okay, I'm not playing because I played a lot. But the fact that it's just always good. There's some extra requests that get denied, and that's just what it is. But I know that we've been waiting on this, and when I tell you that when someone believes in you because of God's work in you, it's not anything that I do. And I say it all the time. I don't have any power of my own. The day I begin to think that it's because of what I do, the day I begin to fail. But because I know that it's God that uses, we all have different gifts that God has bestowed upon us. This is my gift. And I pray that he uses me to do this for as long as he chooses to. But for trusting us, and working along, and it's a lot easier when you have a client who, obviously, I'm not right all the time. Sometimes I like to think I am, but it's not. I'm not. But when it's a lot easier when you have a client who is very, very attentive and would heed your advice and be vulnerable with you. There's nothing like it. So I thank you very much for the trust, because sometimes like, okay, I'm not sure if she can psych me so much. I was like, okay, this cannot fail. It's like we went on like, no, it's like you can do it. Like, I can, okay. But everyone, we rejoice with you. It's just a pleasure to be able to call her that day and give her that news. And it couldn't have come at a better time. So whenever you file a VAWA case, it is a confidential process. You file a petition yourself, and based on that, you're able to file a green card application as well. If you are married to a citizen, then you are always, there's going to be a visa number available to you. That means you can do concurrent filing. If your abuser is a legal permanent resident, then depending on whether or not the priority date is current will determine when you can file the green card application. So, strength of a VAWA declaration. What I mean by that is, in every VAWA case, I don't know of any attorney or anyone who is representing themselves who's going to submit a VAWA petition without a declaration. What is a declaration? Declaration is basically your story. Your story that supports why you should be granted, why your petition should be approved based on you satisfying all the requirements of a VAWA case. That will be that you have a qualifying relationship, meaning that you are legally free to marry your abuser, that you entered the marriage in good faith, that you lived with your abuser that you suffered abuse, that you're a person of good moral character, that you're physically present in the country, unless you fall within the exceptions. When I tell you that your VAWA declaration can actually satisfy all the requirements of a VAWA case, believe me when I tell you that, and then we'll go through that. A VAWA case can make or break your declaration can make or break your VAWA case. It is more or less like the backbone of a VAWA case. I cannot tell you how many VAWA cases that I have won by God's grace, that the main evidence we had was the declaration and supported by witness affidavits. I've got some clients where they don't have access to the regular documents that people would have, like lease agreement, insurance, all of that. And we had to use the declaration. I've had the declaration as long as 15, 16 pages in those kind of cases because we didn't have any other option. So how strong is a VAWA declaration? Let me tell you how strong it is. Whenever you write your declaration, the way we do it, and people who are my clients can attest to that, we do it with your background, introduction, your background, who are you, because you got to keep in mind that a VAWA petition is never scheduled for an interview. You don't schedule that for an interview. So all USCIS is going by, and I'm not talking about the 40, I'm talking about just the 360 itself now. All USCIS is going by is just what you submit in documents, evidentiary documents supporting your evidence, or yes, documents that support your evidence. That's all USCIS is basing their decision on. So the stronger you make that case, the better. So your declaration is a big part of the backbone of your VAWA case. Start with a background, introduce yourself. Who are you? Where are you from? What country are you from? What's your upbringing like? That is where they get to know who you are. Sometimes a lot of people do not even have that spouse file for them initially before a VAWA case. Most people, there's a lot of people who are filing, the very first case they're filing with USCIS is a VAWA case. Some others already have I-130s that they were beneficiaries of, and we'll get to that later on. So introduce yourself. Let them know when you came into the country. That's that part of physical presence, that your physical presence in the United States by saying when you came in, what year, what month, what kind of visa you came in with, who you came in with, how long you've been in the country. That satisfies that part of it. Now you want to talk about one of the things you have to show is that your abuser is a legal permanent resident or a citizen. Then you talk about when you met your spouse. What is their status? How do you know about their status? Were you a witness when they became a citizen? Are they American born? Do you have, are you enclosing a copy of their birth certificate? If they're not a citizen, what country are they from? When did they become a green card holder? Keep in mind that not everybody has access to proof of their abuser's status. So what you can't have USCIS do by including that information in your declaration is the law allows you, there is a section of the Immigration and Nationality Act that allows you to ask USCIS to check in their computerized records to verify the status of your abuser. So if in a case where you don't have a copy of their green card, you don't have a copy of their birth certificate, you don't have a copy of their naturalization certificate, you're given the background of your abuser, whether or not they filed an I-130 for you in the past when things were good and then it turned sour. That is a hint to USCIS that, hey, can you please check your records, because you guys have already confirmed in the past that they are eligible to petition on my behalf because of their status. Whether or not, where they live, how you met them, what their age is, when they were born, do you have their social security number? All of that should go in the portion about your status of your spouse and how you met your spouse. So that's the status of the spouse. Then you move on to good faith and shared residency. This is where your declaration should be really concentrated, because you're talking, the fact that you file a VAWA case does not exempt you from proving good faith. So everything in a regular marriage case, you're still required to prove. The main difference is just that rather than your spouse being the petitioner, you are the petitioner of your case. So good faith is still required. Is it a marriage that you entered into for immigration purposes, or because you had the intention to actually live life together? That's where how you met your spouse, who introduced you, Where did you guys meet? How long did you date for? When you were dating, where were the places you went to? Did you take vacations together before you got married? Do they have kids? What is the role you play in the lives of their kids? Do you guys have kids together? What else? When did you get married? How did you plan the wedding? What kind of wedding did you have? Was it a small wedding? Was it a courthouse wedding? Who was there at your wedding? Who moved in with who? Did they move in with you? Did you guys get a new place together? Talking about your daily activities, your daily routine, people who know about your marriage, whether or not it's an apartment complex where your neighbors greet one another, photographs that you taken or places you visited, vacations that you go out of town for the weekend. That's where the bulk of your declaration should be. Talking about the good faith of your marriage, because I cannot tell you how many people are represented that do not have lease agreements. They don't have, insurance. They don't have bank accounts together. But we're able to say, dare I say that sometimes we get really, 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 really intrusive in the sense of, okay, how intimate is your relationship? That is unfortunate. Sometimes we have to get that because that gives them an insight into whether or not it's a credible. Keep in mind, the standard for VAWA case is whether you have submitted credible evidence. And credible evidence encompasses a whole lot. It's a standard good faith evidence, but because in VAWA cases, the law says, and the law is very explicit, that a lot of victims don't have access to regular marriage kind of documents. So that's where the declaration kind of fills in that vacuum. And you have to be very, very detailed, right? So talking about the marriage, talking about when you guys moved in, the first place you moved in together, how many times did you move, where exactly, listing the addresses, how long you lived in each of those places, what memories you made in those places, who can actually attest to the fact that you guys live together. That's what goes into that part of your vow. And in doing that, you've already proven good faith. You've already proven shared residency. Now you move on to the abuse part of it. What triggered the first incident of abuse? When did you start noticing things? Who noticed things? Did your friends start seeing that there's a change in you? You've always been very happy person, very jovial, and all of a sudden you're withdrawn. You can't visit people. That's where you talk about you have to report to them. They become physical. Most people do not have police reports, and please hear me loud and clear. You do not need a police report to have a VAWA case. You do not, because physical abuse is not the only abuse that qualifies for VAWA. There's physical abuse, there's battery or extreme cruelty. Extreme cruelty means that, they control your life financially, psychologically, they're mentally abusive, they're sexually abusive, there's sexual abuse in marriage. They humiliate you when you go out, body shaming, all of that is what constitutes extreme cruelty. That's where you go into details about what happened. You can't talk to people because you're afraid of them. They threaten you with immigration status. They threaten that if you go to the cops, you're going to get deported, which is the reality for a lot of immigrants. That's your abuse right there. You're talking about that. And then you move on to talking about your good moral character. What kind of person are you? Do you go to church? Do you go to mosque? Do you volunteer in your community? Do you have a nonprofit organization? Do you go to, Salvation Army? All of that. You talk about that in full, in addition to providing proof that you've got no criminal record, to show the last 3 years you have no criminal record. And you do that by getting a police clearance letter or you're doing an FBI background check. That sums up your VAWA proof right there, all in one document. And so it is very, very important to actually give the time and understand that your VAWA declaration, do not underestimate the strength in your VAWA declaration because it can actually make or break your case. So if you've submitted a VAWA case and your declaration wasn't detailed to start with, and you get an RFE that says, you didn't provide sufficient evidence of good faith, you didn't provide sufficient evidence of shared residency or abuse, you get another stab at drafting and preparing yet another declaration in addition to any other evidence you may have, and being able to now get in detail. Final standing, Miss Illinois Sanctuary's VAWA case was approved. So yeah, we've been sharing that testimony and rejoicing with her. So that's that in a nutshell, people. Whenever you don't, a lot, I have consultations with like, kiss me strong from Japan, and then we talk about it. The guy who we filed his case in March and it was approved in March, and they approved in August of this year. That was it. He was like, I don't think I have a strong enough case because in a no police report, like, based on what you said, we're going to make that declaration as detailed as possible. And 5 months later, his case was approved. I called that a unicorn case, no RFE, nothing. Do not underestimate the strength of your VAWA, the strength of the declaration in your VAWA case. So you may think, okay, I may not, I don't think if I have a strong case. But tell your story to an attorney, let them evaluate what, the facts of your case, and then go from there and see whether, if you come to me and I tell you, I just don't see abuse. I just don't see it. I'll let you know, hey, listen, it's a 50-50 chance at best. But if there's something that can be built on, I'll also let you know, because nobody can guarantee any outcome. So if you don't try, how would you know, right? So that's that, and that's all she wrote, people. Don't underestimate the strength of the declaration in your VAWA case. Okay, let's get to questions. All right, let's see. Hello, Mr. Chinedu, how are you? Hello, Makinde. Good evening. How are you? Hello, Mr. Tuola. Hello, Mr. Taron. Thank you. Hello, Miss Giwa. How are you doing? Happy Thanksgiving in advance to you as well. How long does VAWA preparation take? We usually say, for my firm, we average 45 to 60 days. You tell that people that upfront, based on how detailed your case needs to be and my caseload, because I've got to make sure that I can give you an estimated time of and that is depending on if you give us what we need. I think the biggest delay we usually have two things. Let's call this spade. Two main things that may cause delay: getting the documents we need from the client, and number two is me. I'm the problem because my paralegals are great. Oh, cool. Thank you, Jesus, especially Isaiah. I'm telling you, I'm blessed. But I have to review all cases before they leave my firm. I've got to do it because it's not the paralegal that's going to be responsible. It's me. So that's where the backlog comes, because I'm only one person, and I have another attorney who works with the firm, but it's just me. So yeah, but that's what we average. But I don't know. I can't talk about any other attorney. There's some who tell they can get VAWA case out in 2 weeks, and that's fine. To each their own. Do witness letters get verified by USCIS? They reserve the right to contact witnesses to verify the information you provide. Yes. If a citizen in Canada moves to US, is he automatically US citizen too? No, it doesn't work that way unless he acquired a citizenship through parents, or he was born. But you just don't cross over and automatically acquire citizenship. It doesn't work that way. Okay, let's see. So that's that. All right. Okay, hold on. Let me just. We're going to talk. I probably won't take all the questions because y'all is holiday mood right now. Are y'all seeing Christmas trees all over you? Because I'm probably the only one in my subdivision that doesn't have Christmas tree up yet, and I shall not be rushed. I refuse to be judged or rushed. Ain't doing it. It's not even Thanksgiving yet. Kilo Christmas in November, but that's my whole neighborhood is like Christmas. Like, what's going on, people? It's not even Thanksgiving yet. Don't make some of us feel bad. And TJ was like, hey, we're putting a Christmas tree. Everybody's got their Christmas. I don't care what everybody has up. If you don't like it, move to their house. How long does Form I-751 take to process? Forever? This is true. Some of them get lucky and have their cases in less than a year or so. I've had that happen. depending on the field office, depending on whether they're going to schedule an interview, it takes a while. And that's why they're giving you a 48-month extension. I recently divorced a foreigner. With this affect my fiance paperwork at USCIS. As long as you're completely divorced and you've met the requirements of a fiance visa, I don't anticipate any issues. Disclaimer: these are general. This is general information, general answers, nothing specific to anybody's case. If you need something specific to your case, we can do a proper consultation, which is y'all need to get your consultation in now, because I can tell you come January 1st, my fees are going up. So consultation is 30 minutes, $130, $200 for 45 minutes, and 1 hour for 230. I'm probably going to, I can tell you it's not going to be less than 150 for 30 minutes. So if you need to get a consultation in this year before we fees go up, this is a time to do it. But then again, I'm going to be off the last 2 weeks of the year. So, the time is limited. Okay, let's see. Where are you located in Alabama? In Demopolis. It's like the closest city that you may know, the populous city that it's close to you will be Tuscaloosa. If you know where Tuscaloosa is, then it's about an hour from there. Okay, let's see. Do you know the processing time for I-130 for brother California Service Center forever? Keep in mind that it's not about just getting the processing time. You may take 6-7 years to get an I-130 approved for a sibling, but it's in reality, it's taking them about 16 or 17 years for them to actually become eligible to apply for the immigrant visa. So I called your office today and they told me you don't represent people that is not in the United States. I'm not sure if that's my office you call, because I'm not sure I got anyone that I didn't get any message about someone calling today that is not in the United States. And my assistant is good about sending all calls of messages to me. So if you want to send an email to info@olalayalawfirm.com, and this is Black, info@olalayalawfirm, send an email there and let me know about what time, because I would have to look into that. How about when you marry a citizen and they refuse to submit documents for your application? David, I would say consult with an immigration attorney, because that may qualify for VAWA, but I cannot tell you whether or not you do. However, those are signs of control, manipulation, using your immigration status to control you and put you exactly where they want to be. That is extreme cruelty. But sit down with a lawyer and figure out if you qualify. What happens after you sue USCIS by yourself to give a son? It's been 8 years pending. If you've sued them, and meaning you've taken them to court, you filed a writ of mandamus, the court has to rule, and you have to wait for the court order, and the court order is what will mandate them to schedule your interview. My daughter is born in the U.S., but her father is from Trinidad. Okay, what's your question? What's your question? Let's see. What is mandamus law? What do you mean, what is mandamus law? What is the odds? What is the odds for VAWA with I-45 to be approved after work permit was approved? I can answer that question. I don't know anything about your case. What is good moral character for immigration? Usually, it comes up in two main cases. In a VAWA case where you have to prove that you don't have any criminal record that's going to prevent you from being found to be someone who has good moral character. It's not a crime involving moral turpitude or aggravated felony. And it also comes up in when you file for naturalization. You've got to maintain good moral character for 5 years. If you're in the military, for 1 year. How much is your fee for EB2 national interest waiver? Fees depend on each case and discussed during the consultation. It's 15 months to file for I-45 and I-130 for my green card. Please, everything is taking too long. Keep in mind, USCIS.gov/processing times will give you the estimated time of how long it's taking. Today, USCIS also added the I-45 green card application to My Progress system. My Progress basically is going to allow you to see step by step what's going on with your I-45 application and what the next steps will be up until when a decision has been taken. You're going to need a USCIS account. If you don't have an account, you've got to open one, and then you can add that to your account, and it would give you updates about what's going on, what the next step is going to be, all of that for your I-45. So I would encourage for everyone to do that. That kind of like will give you, just even let you know what's going on and what to expect. What happens if the abuser found out you filed for VAWA and called USCIS to sabotage your case? They already know things like that happen. So as long as there's proof of your own case that satisfies the VAWA requirements, then that shouldn't affect your case in any way. Priority date for my EB2 is April 2023. Bulletin is stock at July 2022. Do you think that's well? It depends. What charge are you looking at? Are you waiting for adjustment of status, or are you waiting to apply at the embassy? Each month, USCIS tells you what charts they're going to use. If you go on our website, olalayelawfirm.com, and you click on the resources tab, there is a direct link to the charts that USCIS, if you're in the country, that USCIS uses for each month for their family-based and employment-based. So for November, for December, they're going to be using the dates for filing chart or something. Don't quote me on that. The reason why that matters is for the dates for filing, or rather than final action, the dates for filing is January 2023. If you're looking at final action, you're looking at July 2022. So you need to know what chart applies to you. Either way, they're not at April 2023 yet. What is the difference between VAWA and U visa? The main difference is VAWA has to do with family being the abuser. U visa, you don't have to relate it to the person who committed the crime and which you're a victim of. And U visa takes 200 years. VAWA is longer, but it doesn't take as long as U visas do. And with U visa, you cannot concurrently file for a green card. My 601 waiver approved, my 10 years green card issued. Is it safe for me to travel outside? I cannot tell you whether it's safe or not, but if you have a green card, I don't anticipate any issue. Do I need to pay for my green card after approval of AOS, or does the fee I paid for filing cover it? Yeah, there's no fee you pay for the green card that's initially issued to you once your I-45 is approved. Okay, let's go to Instagram. Hello, Instagram family. Miss Ellen the Sanctuary. Congratulations. Why is VAR taking long? Listen, if I was working in USCIS, y'all already know. You already know. So, hello, Mr. Prince. It's a bit. I'm coming to your house for Thanksgiving. You'll be shocked. I'll just ring you, be like, ring, ring. Hello, I'm here. Thank you, Ms. Illinois. Once again, so question I get every single day, and this is a response. Yes, I do represent immigration clients in all states. It doesn't matter what state you live in. For instance, Ms. Illinois is not in my state. I'm her attorney. Ms. OO is not in my state. I'm her lawyer, right? The guy who had his miraculous I-45 approved, he lives in Washington. So it doesn't matter what state you live in because immigration is federal practice. And so our number is 334-341-4475, info@olalayalawfirm.com. Thank you, Miss OO. Thank God. Hello, Mr. Narius. How are you? Miss Eleanor says, everyone, let me share this in the spirit of Thanksgiving. My VAWA got approved. All thanks to God. And a very big thank you to my own CC lawyer and the entire Olalaya law firm. I love my staff. I do. And the fact that they can even work with me, they need to be giving the whole bonus the whole year. But we are humbled. We are humbled and we are honored. Thank you. Thank you. I do not take it for granted. Yes, we go live every Tuesday and Thursday, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. This Thursday being Thanksgiving, it's going to be a break. So I will see you guys the following week, God willing. Yes, Jesus is faithful. He is. He is forever faithful. So if you want to share your own testimony soon, jump from the train, get this from Engage, and you will not regret it. God willing. Amen. 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 From your mouth to God's ears. Yeah. So we talked about strength of a VAWA declaration. Yes, you can go after. Yeah, I leave it on the profile so you can rewatch this. Yes. So everything I said, you don't have to take notes. You'll be there. Let's see. Miss Ivana says, I tap into it. Amen. I'm literally overjoyed for you. God did it. God did it. It's all God. There's nothing. He uses people. Gifted. Happy Thanksgiving. How have you been? Let's see. It is intense declaration. Miss Ivana would know. Yeah. And some, especially if you have Isaiah assigned to your case. I'm telling you, he is detailed. Here it says that you taught me how to, because in I have OCD, undiagnosed OCD. But I because sometimes I always feel, and then plus I'm Nigerian. We just have that feistiness, like you gotta win. But I just want to be able to go to bed at night. I cannot ever guarantee you're an approval. Do we get denials? Absolutely. I don't take just cases that I know, okay, this one I know I can win it and just be safe. I don't do safe. I just don't. It's not my nature to just do safe. I get bored. I have the attention span of a 2-year-old. So that happens. But the goal is, as long as I know that I've given it everything God has humanly made possible for me, that's at least you would know that it's not like, oh, they just threw something in. Epic Movements. Hello. He says, yes, it is an in-depth declaration. We can still tell this story. I'm telling you. Thank you. How have you been? Happy Thanksgiving. What can an applicant do when the petitioner fails to provide additional documents, e.g. current W-2, yet fails to withdraw application? You want to sit down with the lawyer and see if you can convert your case to a VAWA case. Okay, thank you, Ms. Abena. Yes, the strength of our VAWA declaration. Let's see. Miss Finest Jenny says, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hello, if your case is withdrawn and you decide to file VAWA, does USCI start all over again from fingerprint? That's up to them. They can decide to reuse your fingerprints, or they would reschedule for it. But VAWA is a completely new petition. You may have a faster priority date that's supposed to transfer if you have an I-130, but that's really an issue we're having with them. Hello, Mr. Kelvin. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving. I'm telling you, Christmas is like, yo, what's going on? Like, most of my neighbors are white. That much I will tell you. So I think that's probably part of it, because, a whole Niger girl, that's the Father Christmas, what he do. So when people like all this decoration, are like, oh, I just drive down, don't even look at nobody's house. But I have my 13-year-old who's nosy as hell, call him nosy toesy. He knows everybody's house that there's a Christmas tree. We don't want to put out a Christmas tree when I feel like it. Yeah, he can start now, and that's the thing. He's not like he's even going to hell. Christmas tree is going to be SG and me. So it's not like he's going to do anything. He's just going to be open like, oh, that looks nice. That's it. But he's going to ask, when is he coming up? Ask me one more time. What you do if an I-260 is now? You mean a 360? Can you file for VAWA if you're outside the U.S. and you're married to a citizen? It will depend on if you fall within the exemptions. One of those is if at some point you were in the United States and that abuse occurred in the U.S., or if the person is working for the U.S. government and stationed out or in the military and deployed outside the United States. I think those are the main three exceptions. Don't quote me on that, but I think so. Yes, thank you, Miss Illinois. Processing times, USCIS.gov/processing times will give you an idea. Hey, Mama. My mom is at 63 on there. So if you see her say, that's grandma for you right there. Oh, my mom sent me. You know, the last time I was talking about my mom's of mono. So my mama, and yeah, I'm spoiled. Deal with it. Sent me a huge bowl of her famous of mono and another bowl. And she was like, "Abisola, oh, if you chuma do in the fridge, like the smaller bowl. I mean, to me, small." She goes, "You have to portion it, so it's not." No, see, this is gonna be gone in 3 days. She's like, "Who's eating?" And she knows the boys don't eat one with me. Who's gonna finish it? That would be me. She was like, "Oh, Lydia went on, watch me." That was on Friday. That small bowl, Laura Conshot, is gone. Cause it's gone. That's it. And I'm so tempted to bring out my big bowl in the freezer. I'm like, hey, yeah. So my mama's up one all the way from Massachusetts. Yep. What do you think about a VAWA case that has been for 5 years? That's too long. There's no reason why you should have a VAWA case spending 5 years. 200 years. USCIS. Just sit down. Have several seats. Because it's going to take them 200 years to get to this whole thing. It's, I mean, Osumi. Can I buy a home property while filing for VAWA? It depends on so VAWA applicants are considered qualified aliens for a lot of things. That would include being able to get a mortgage, but it would depend on the bank. So I would approve everybody. Like, and your mama, your mama's mama. I'll create categories that nobody even knew existed. They will fire me the next day. How long after getting married can someone get divorced? It depends on how long after getting married can you get divorced. It would depend on your state, and it would depend on whether or not you're doing annulment and you have grounds for it, or it's going to be straight of divorce. That's not an immigration case. That's a state-specific case. Do I have to pay for the first time C9 EAD application? If you file an I-485, you do not. If you did not, I take that back. C9, you have to base it on an I-485 that you file, or you're going to be filing concurrently. If you pay the filing fee for the 485, then you do not have to pay a filing fee for a C9, whether it's a first time or a renewal, as long as that I-485 is pending. If you did a fee waiver for I-485, meaning you did not pay the $1,225, then you will be required to pay the filing fee for C9 EAD or do a fee waiver application. Finances in Maryland. Oh, okay. I'm coming. I am coming. Mumbo on next to me. Yes. Okay. Declaration extremely extensive. She does make sure they're extensive. Movements and Isaiah too, right? I mean, it's just and I gotta sit down and review all of that. I have to. We CC lawyer family. Don't leave me out of this hookup though. When do you have to send VAWA declaration in? I always say, as much as possible, send it in everything together at once. Unless you're trying to meet a deadline. Say, for instance, you're converting from a regular case to a VAWA case, and you've already told the field office and you have 30 days to file the VAWA petition. Then you can file that, so you have to proof that you've sent the VAWA case in, and then you can send the rest of your evidence in once you get a receipt notice. Okay. Isaiah is detailed. Yes, thank you for as is my prodigy. You can't complain. You're right. I mean, where's the lie? Where's the lie? I wish he was on. But where's the lie? How does one deal with an invalid divorce decree from Nigeria? Re-divorce or find out if we sit down with a lawyer? Okay. I love this, ladies. Okay. But she might get the divorce decree in the US. Yes. And pick your right. It just everybody's case is different. What's the basis of your invalid being invalid? What state do you live in? So if you get a new divorce, does it now validate your marriage from the time you not get it? So it's a lot that goes into that. This clinician is not speaking directly about your case. Thank you. Grandma, everybody says good evening. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your mom and your handsome children. Thank you. I'm telling you, nothing like a mother's love on cooking. Nothing like it. I mean, my mom is 70. You will never know because she's always See, in my defense, that keeps her active. As my TJ would say, TJ would go, my bad. So my defense, that keeps my mom active. So and she ain't complaining. And the ogbono has everything. It's got panla, only hen, not chicken, not those American chicken, goat meat, shrimp. Yeah, but I can shaki. I'm telling you, y'all don't listen. That's what I'm eating when I'm done. That's what I mean when I'm done. How do you file for a parent and being a citizen over 21? What do you mean? I'm not sure I understand your question. Okay, let's see. I'm probably going through some questions. Sorry, but it's Thanksgiving week. So, okay, that's what we can do tonight. I love this. I love this. Okay, so this is why I tell you guys, y'all need to share. Please share. So Z-Boy says, hi, my immigration court case was dismissed. Thanks to watching your videos. I can now adjust with USCIs without stress. You just never know who's going to get that information. I'm not saying don't get an attorney, but sometimes, you may maybe it's something like, okay, I can get this. I can ask for that, ask for this. And Z-Boy's case was dismissed from immigration court. It says, thanks for watching your videos. That sums it up right there. So please share, subscribe, YouTube. I would really appreciate that because invite your family members, friends. You just never know. Okay, let's see. Good evening, Miss Merther. How are you? All right, people. This is Thanksgiving week. And we rejoice with Miss Illinois Sanctuary. It's been a long time coming. It couldn't have come at a better time. But thank God that things aligned in her favor and the lines fell for her in pleasant places. But, as we all come together each time, celebrating one another, it is also a chance to also thank God in advance of what we expect. The fact that we haven't seen it doesn't mean he's not already doing it. So it's just for us in the human eye to be able to see it, but we just don't know what God is working out in the background in our favor. What we can do on our part is to thank Him in advance and give thanks and be in the spirit of thanksgiving, knowing and trusting. The Bible says Abraham hoped against hope. knowing and trusting, that's, without which we haven't seen yet. That's faith. We haven't seen it, but we believe strongly because he has said it, it will come to pass. And so as we rejoice with one another, those of us who have been through the whole process of waiting and getting a green card and getting a citizenship, it is a great feeling. It doesn't, there's very few things you can compare to, especially when you've gone through that journey. And I think for me, that's why I can genuinely rejoice with people, because I know how it feels. I'm not an attorney who was born in the United States. I'm an attorney, immigration attorney, who has gone through the immigration process. That was what sparked my interest in immigration practice. So I know what it feels like, and I know that joy that comes with that the anxiety that comes with not knowing. But when things start to fall in place for you, the peace of mind you get, there's nothing that you can't put a price tag on that. So let's be in the spirit of thanks, even as we celebrate Thanksgiving this week, knowing that even if we haven't seen that which you're trusting God to see, it's going to work out in our favor, because success starts in the mind. Defeat also starts in the mind. So whatever you feed in here, believe and know that it's going to translate into what you want to see in the physical realm. And I pray that our thanks will know no bound, and we will all come back together day after day, time after time, to rejoice with one another. Today is all about Miss Eleanor's Sanctuary. We rejoice with you. We thank God for you. And we use your story as a point of contact to other people. Y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I'll